Howdy y'all. On this one we're doing a bunch of work on the front bathroom here. It's a pretty small bathroom, but lots of work to do here. And so I can finally shower inside and not have to shower outside anymore. And thankfully I've been able to do that for the winter. And so it's been a while. But anyway, I did a little vent fan here, and instead of going up through the ceiling, I went out the side here. And so we got to kind of hide that. And I do need a light that goes over the sink and vanity up there, so I decided to, instead of getting a vanity light, just making a little box and putting another puck light in there. So we'll see how that does. I didn't get any footage of putting the vent fan in. I do have footage of the front, the master bathroom, so the next video of bathrooms work will be that one, so we'll show how that works. But yeah, just trying to make sure I have as few holes in the ceiling as possible so I don't have too many points of possible leakage in the future. So yeah, just going out the side, not a big deal, and it seems to be working pretty well. And so I just made a little box out of 2x2 scraps, probably a lot of 2x4s, but yeah, just tacked it in. And then here, the best way to put in a vanity or the medicine cabinet or whatever you want to call these by yourself is to take the doors off so it doesn't, swing back and forth with that extra weight, and it's just lighter. And you get one screw in, level it up, put another one in, and put your doors and shelves back in, and all is well. This is just one of those cheap ones you get. Well, it's not too cheap. The hardware is pretty good, but I don't, it's just press board. Got it from the Habitat store, and it worked out pretty well. And we're using our little hole saw we use for all the puck lights and the rest of the house, and just putting in our little LED lights, and it's pretty good. And so plus if I ever have to go in there, and I can adjust it by pulling these down because it has different light settings, and you see me messing with it. And I picked the one I liked, and we give it a thumbs up, and all is well there. So yeah, so on to the next. We got the old vanity here, and we're gonna change that color. All right, so we got these blue cabinets here, and we want to take the paint off. I don't want to just repaint it over this, just scuff them up and paint over it, because they didn't primer it. They didn't take the lacquer finish off of the bare wood. So we're gonna sand it down and put a primer coat on it, and then put some paint on it. So, all right. So I just used a drum sander here, that type of thing, and had a rough grit on there. It takes it off really fast, all that paint. And we used the orbital sander after that to smooth it out with a finer grit because it was pretty rough. And then took out the scraper for these beveled sides and angles and stuff that a palm sander won't work. You can get specific sanders that'll do that, but it's my own project, so we do it how we want. And so I ended up just using the scraper on this. And not the best idea for somebody else's project, but when it's your own, do what you got to do. And it worked out pretty good. Yeah, so this is one of the reasons I'm not just painting over this. Is I don't know if you can see it. You can see like the brush strokes here, just globbed on there really thick. But yeah, and it, like I said, it just comes off really easy. So we're gonna start fresh. Yeah, so used the scraper here since it was still the varnish underneath here on the maple. It scraped off really easy. But if it was, harder to do, I would have used the sander. Although on this veneer here, it was a little bit harder, and my blade got screwed up. But we did it, so sue me. All right, we got the cabinets sanded down of all the paint, or most of it. Little couple slivers here and there, but we did what we needed to do, except for the back ends here. This little veneer thing here, so because they're pretty rough, so the paint wasn't coming off easy. So we'll just primer it and put the new color on. But on the inner rounding part, we're gonna keep that the maple color, or stain, maple. Wood grain, but we'll paint the outsides and maybe inside the bottom part too. This outer cap, and then this fascia, because that is going to be exposed. So we'll primer it all up in the middle bedroom here. So we try to keep all the fumes in here, even though it's not too bad, but we'll keep it in here. So anyway, we'll do that. All right, there we go. We got our first coat on, the primer. You can see the blue in through here, but that's going to be against the pullouts, so no big deal. And anyway, this isn't the best coverage. I didn't sand it down in this little crevice, but it's the inside of the door, and you know, not too concerned about it. This side's going to be inside the cupboard, so never going to be seen unless you're underneath the cupboard, inside it, whatever. Anyway, so now we'll put the first coat of paint on it, probably do 2 coats. And what we're using is the same stuff from the cabinet in the master bath, and it is Sherwin-Williams Peppercorn. Turned out to be a little more gray than I was hoping for. I thought it'd be a little darker, but it is what it is. If I wanted to go really dark, I would have just used the iron ore that I used in the kitchen, but I wanted to go just slightly lighter, but should have found something in between. But it is just fine, so we'll put that on here. All right, so we got the toilet out of here, and we're gonna put this flooring that I got from a friend in here. Not my first choice, but free is free, and just a little room. I can always change it out at some point. You know, this floor sloped this way, so we put some floor patch down there, and it's still a little bit slanted, so we're mixing up another batch of it, and we'll smooth it out here, and hopefully it'll be all right. It's not too bad, but we'll get it done. And it slopes a little bit this way here, or it's just a high bump here. I did scrape it a bit, so it might be okay. I'll put the level on it, see what it looks like, but I might throw some patch back there as well. That's what we're doing right now. And then we'll put a bead of caulk here so you can see the water stain there. So we'll put a bead of caulk there so the water doesn't come out when it rolls down this door. So hopefully that'll help, but we'll make sure we get that done before we put the flooring in. Make sure it stays dry after showers. So yeah, we'll work on that. All right, so we got that done. You can see it's a little darker here, so that means it's still drying. Same right here, you can see a little pattern right there. So still a little moisture in there, so I don't know if it's a good idea to put flooring down yet until that's dry. And we're gonna do a little bit of painting. I'm not gonna paint the whole room because there's some little dings and stuff around here that need to be filled in, but what I wanna paint is just this kind of section here and around here, so I can put the cabinets in, the vanity and the medicine cabinet and the other one here. So I'll just paint most of this wall too, and actually I'll probably paint most of this whole wall, so after I get the floor in, I can put the toilet in, put the medicine cabinets up and the vanity, and I'll paint around here too so that I can put everything up. And then when I finish the whole wall, after making sure everything's all buttoned up, then I won't have to tape everything off and, you know, worry about getting paint on the sides of the vanities and whatnot. And we're using this Sherwin-Williams from the Lowe's brand of Sherwin-Williams HDTV. Not as high quality as stuff you get at the Sherwin-Williams store, I imagine. Assuming, I don't know. Anyway, I'm using Southwest Sherwin-Williams Upward. That's the same color I have on the exterior of the house, the lighter color. And I think it's going to look a little bit different inside than it does on the outside. But we'll find out, just because, you know, the natural lighting and whatnot. But the cabinet colors are peppercorn, and they said a complementary color is this. So we'll see if it looks good or not. And then on the ceiling, I'm going to do a brighter white. I think I'll probably leave this, though, natural, because it kind of matches the fake oak cabinet I got. So maybe someday I'll paint it. But for now, we'll just do that, and we'll paint this and then wait for that to dry and lay some floor down. All right, I ended up painting the whole thing for the most part. You know, I got a lot of tape here, so up near the top and didn't get really close there, but I figured what the heck, and the corners here. But I just did as much as I could with what was available, and I'll just still touch up the little nicks and dings. I don't think I have to worry about this one and this one, because I think the cabinet's gonna cover that, and I'm probably gonna have a tile black backsplash right here anyway. And yeah, so we'll put the cabinets back on the walls. And wasn't sure, I do have a floating floor, although you're supposed to have a gap on the floor around the edges, so expansion and contraction. But I'm gonna get it up as close to this as I can and put some caulk there, but hopefully that'll be okay. And I'll put the cabinet in here first, and then leave space to the cabinet, so it can at least go this way and this way, just be stuck on this side. So anyway, we'll put the cabinet in here, and ones on the walls, and then put some flooring down, and then put the turlet back in. All right, we got this piece out here, and ideally, I think when I want the counters, I want the, you know, the faux lines to be going this way, but we didn't have one wide enough for that, so this one it'll do. And I've made butcher block countertops before where they're going this way, so it's not a huge deal. But anyway, so we'll cut this one as square as I can, or rectangle as I can. All right, so forgot to mention, but yeah, we're doing bowling alley countertops in both my bathrooms, and I did the master bath first, but this bathroom got a lot more work done, so we haven't seen the master bath video. So if you haven't seen my kitchen countertop video where I originally get these bowling alley lanes for, that's where we got that from. So we're just doing countertops and bowling alley lanes for the whole house. And yeah, I would have loved to get the real deal, but the composite ones aren't so bad. They're much cheaper. Yeah, so we'll talk about that here. All right, here it is, and I think I did okay. I ended up just freehanding this side, mainly because I figured this one side's going to be against the wall, and that side's going to be against the wall. So it didn't have to be like dead on, because there's going to be a little backsplash with tile right there, so it'll hide any imperfections. But you know, we did all right. There's just a little bit of here, but not too bad. So now we'll put a sink on here and trace it out and cut that out. And since we're doing a vessel countertop sink here, you don't have to have the most perfect cut, just have to have enough to put the drain down the center and enough, you know, room to work with your hands in there. So we just cut this little square out here, so that was good. And then you do got to get a little more precise here, where since it's a vessel, we got a tall faucet, so you got to get that centered up. Use the famous Harbor Freight hole saw. All right, so we got that back in here, and we're going to put some flooring down. And I put a more floor patch here so we could get, you know, level floor here, because it used to slope down more here. But, you know, if I go to the very end, we'll get a little movement, but very minimal. Other spots, it doesn't do it at all. So I think we have a little give because there's a little cushion on the back of the flooring, so I think it'll be good enough. So we'll work on putting some flooring down here. All right, so now we got it mostly flat there, and using my free flooring that I got from a friend client that I did her kitchen in this floor, and we had a few boxes left over, so she gave me what she had. And the color's okay. I mean, it's gray, so you can't go wrong when it seems like that's mostly the gray tones are the theme of my house. But yeah, putting this in for her kitchen took me all day, and just pounding, because these seams, they don't just lay in and click. You got to really tighten them up together, so you're doing a lot of hammering and whatnot. So yeah, it gets tiring. But we just have a small bathroom here, so not too bad. And once we get, you know, to here, I think I made the space between the two floorings, the transition, a little bit wider than I should have, but I ended up getting a pretty wide threshold thing, so covers up the mistakes. Which, you know, same here, where, you know, you get close, but close enough. You know, when I put the toilet in, it's going to hide it, and it has enough space to where it's not going to rock back and forth. If I was doing this for somebody else, I probably would have got a little bit closer, but it's all good. So just putting the back end here and got that aspect done. So put the toilet back in. I just have this sitting here. This one goes in between the floors and the bedroom over there, but we'll get another one just like it. And yeah, so we'll put some trim down around here to make up the gap. Tried to have it close up here so I can caulk it here, even though it's a floating floor. And then water does come down right here because the glass isn't, you know, it's a frameless glass door. And so I bought this stuff here. It's a little, you know, got sticky tape on there, and then it's kind of there's the, so we'll have the top end on the outside, so when water comes down the door, hits there and ramps into the shower instead of out here, so we don't get a moldy, rotten floor here after years of use. So hopefully it'll work there. This is a little farther than I wanted. I guess I could have notched this piece here, but I didn't. So we'll just make sure we get a thick piece of trim there. And looks like I went a little too far on a little bit here. So, you know, we'll get a different one of these that's a little bit wider, I suppose. And use that as a threshold to hide that. Trim will get rid of that one and whatnot. So yeah, not bad. Not bad for free flooring. Can't complain too much about it. So yeah, someday I'll get a different toilet, but that's the one we got for now. So all is good. All right, so just putting this little water diverting strip down here. You clean the surface really well, then you put it on, and I use a heat gun to really melt it into place. I don't show it for the bottom one, but I do say I do, but I don't. So here you go. All right, I was gonna caulk this area right here, this little gap, but I got this stuff. I borrowed it from my work. Borrowed it. I'll give it back when I'm done, I swear. It's just this basically caulking tape. Like it's tape that's supposed to act like caulk, basically. And it's got a little crease here in the middle, so you just fold it and like so, and it adheres. So I might cut a little bit off the bottom side so it doesn't stick so far out into the floor, but maybe not. We'll see. It'd be hard to cut a straight line, so maybe we'll just deal with it, and if it doesn't look great, I'll just take it off and put actual caulking in there, but we'll see how it goes. Well, there it is. So yeah, you saw me just heat gun it in just to try to cure it onto there, melt it into the little grooves on the flooring and stuff. So hopefully that works out well. The stuff we've used at my work has lasted longer than the caulk we put on the sinks and the back end of them. So, you know, it's just a Temu thing, but hopefully it works pretty good. So, and it's, you know, it's pretty cheap. So if that doesn't work after, you know, a year or whatever, I'll just peel it up, put some more down, or switch to caulk. So there it is. All right, so here it is for now. I haven't tacked in the trim because I ran low here, so I have to get another piece. So we'll cut it there, and then a little piece here, and then we have to case in this window. And the tile is going to look like that. It's just sitting here for now. Plumbing isn't in. I mean, it just needs to be hooked up, obviously, but I wanted to be able to take this off to tile it in. And I just have one piece on the side here to finish up this light box area and for the fan exhaust. And then I just haven't done the roof yet because I have to get the vent pipe up through here in the roof, but we're waiting for better weather. So once we get the pipe vent through the roof, then we can finish this section and put the ceiling panels on and then do a final painting and all that good stuff. But for the most part, it's all good. I didn't show the painting of this, probably talked about it. And then I just have to scrape a little bit here to fine tune it and put a lacquer on there just to have it clear stain there, which will match that theme here. And clean this up a little bit. Sometime down the road, theme I got going on here is doing things about 90% and worrying about the fine tuning at some other point. So anyway, that's what we got. And we'll show you a second part sometime down the road when I finally finish this one. All right. Catch you on the next one, y'all.